Welcome back to Fast Money. While you were watching Bitcoin, an almost 600% stealth rally was happening in another crypto commodity. Our Seema Modi has those details back at HQ. Seema.
Brian, that is right. Bitcoin hit a high to $20,000 near December 18th of 2017. Since then, Bitcoin has lost about 37% of its value. But not all cryptocurrencies have performed poorly. During that same time period, smaller altcoins that have a market cap of less than $3 billion have outperformed. The standout, RABATT, a cryptocurrency which promises nearly instantaneous transaction speed, is up about 600%. Larger cryptos with market caps of over 10 billion have also done well. Stellar, a global money transfer system with real-time settlement, it's up 130%. Neo, a platform which utilizes smart contracts like Ethereum, has posted gains of 97%, while Ripple's cryptocurrency XRP is up about 80%. Ethereum, by the way, has also been staging a rebound, currently trading close to its all-time high. Experts say this move highlights a broader rotation into other cryptocurrencies, a strategy used by mainstream traders who missed out on the Bitcoin rally and are now looking to find the next Bitcoin by investing in newer coins that offer similar or even more complex functionality than Bitcoin. Brian.
All right, Seema, thank you very much. All right, so BK, you own Stellar. What's your
I
take?
own Stellar. Yeah, and I still love Stellar. I mean, what you see happening is when Bitcoin starts to go down or weaken a bit, people start to rotate out into these other coins. So you look at Stellar and Neo, one that I own, and EOS, another one that I own. Those are your bigger platform plays that are being built on. People are building on top of it. So there is a bit of dispersion going on. You don't necessarily have to just look at Bitcoin and go, oh, things are falling apart. There's a lot more going on in this market than just meets the eye.
Stellar, Neo, EOS, sounds like the Saturn car lineup.
Brian, put a little more, though, detail into why relative value. What is this? What is this trade out of a Bitcoin into a Stellar? What does Stellar do?
So Stellar is very similar to Ripple in that it's a global settlement currency. They have a deal with IBM to work with IBM's internal blockchain called Hyperledger. So potentially, you look at Ripple, which is going after the banks. Stellar might be something that goes after retailer, goes after the supply chain, and it becomes the settlement currency globally. So if I look at the total addressable market of a supply chain coin, it's much bigger than something maybe that Bitcoin's going after. Bitcoin's going after gold, digital gold, $7 trillion market cap or potential market there. If Ripple or Stellar goes after global M1, that's a $100 trillion market. So there is a bigger market for these guys to go after than the digital gold that Bitcoin's going after.
Okay, your next guest says, though, this may just be the beginning of what he calls the great crypto rotation. Let's bring in Fundstrat's Tom Lee, who is joining us from Phoenix, Arizona. Tom, what do you mean by that, the great crypto rotation? From what to what?
Well, we think 2018 is going to be a story about rotation. But the rotation we're referring to is between the smaller altcoins and the large platform tokens that you guys were just talking about. One of the signals that we've seen is if you look at each of the last 4 years, whenever altcoins, the smaller ones, rally more than 300%, and in January, mid-January, 78% of small cap tokens rallied at least 300% in the past 3 months, that generally marks a peak, and then we start to see a rotation into large cap quality tokens. And, there's fundamental reasons supporting that. So we think we're starting to see this move into sort of the top 10 tokens, and that should actually help large caps rally.
Okay, define a large cap quality token, because I mean, at this point of the game, Tom, it's so early. We're not talking about a 50-year-old blue chip company. Even the oldest token is maybe a couple of years, if not a couple of months old.
Well, that's one of the interesting things, right? Is that the oldest token is 8 years old, but there've been a lot of cycles. So to us, large cap tokens are ones that were pre-2017 and have an established team, actually a roadmap that they've been following, and a sort of a built-in support base. So there are very few large, multi-billion-dollar tokens that have been around pre-2017. So those are the ones that we think are the large, and we amalgamate these into the FS Crypto FX10 index.
Hey, Tom, it's BK. So I'm curious, what you're seeing here is, I talked a little bit about Bitcoin being digital gold. These other platform tokens, relative value-wise, let's take NEO or perhaps EOS, I think is one that you meant. They're much lower market cap than Bitcoin. When you look at this valuation-wise relative value, does that mean something like an EOS should equal the market cap of Bitcoin?
Well, there's just a lot more potential, right, Brian? I mean, in some ways, like if we look at NEO in its development, it looks a lot like Ethereum did at the start of 2017. So there's a lot of potential for the NEOs and the even EOSs to do quite well. So I actually think the easiest use case for cryptocurrencies actually is store of value today, which is Bitcoin. But I think the financial corridors are obviously very obvious use cases, and I think that's what these tokens are addressing.
You have a price target on Bitcoin, Tom Lee?
Yes. We think it's going to reach at least 25,000 by the end of 2018, so it's more than a double from here.
How do you get to that? Because you don't have earnings to model off of, right? It's just pure supply, demand, and scarcity.
Well, you have virtual earnings on cryptocurrencies because there are rewards paid to miners, and then there's transaction fees. One of the things that cryptocurrencies don't have is they don't have cash flow, and I think that's really what's tripping up a lot of investors. But if you look at the vast majority of large cap tech stocks, they're not distributing that cash flow to shareholders. And in the same way, the blockchain is owned by everyone who owns the coins. If you had accumulated all the Bitcoin that's out there, you actually own the blockchain. So it's not that different. It is a present value basis.
Tom Lee, very bullish, 25 grand. Tom, thank you very much. Enjoy Phoenix, nice and warm. Quickly, what do you think?
Listen, I'm bullish on the entire asset class.
So you love that. You love that.
There's still a wall of money coming at this place. So even if you don't believe in the tech, believe that there's a ton of money coming in to buy a limited supply.
Isn't that the rotation? I know we don't have a lot of time here, but I mean, the rotation into smaller cap coins, is it really fundamentals, or is it really guys rolling down to cheaper assets because they think they're going to go higher? There's
two things. There is one element of people saying, what's the cheapest coin I can buy because I want to buy a lot? That's a crazy reason to buy it. And there's also some valuation.
Right, people do it with stocks too. They split the stock goes up, it's the same stock, just cut in half. All right, sticking with the coin, will Bitcoin boost tech earnings? One Wall Street analyst says that the crypto craze could create a boon for one name that is reporting this week. We'll get details. Plus, Grasso making his